Hey folks, welcome to Leopard Farm, where the wild meets the workday. Imagine the sharp crack of a rifle slicing through the chilly Alberta air, instantly dropping a hulking North American black bear. That's the reality unfolding across the province right now, as ranchers and licensed hunters join forces to tackle an exploding bear population that's transforming quiet farms into chaotic war zones. A successful bear hunt hinges on razor-sharp focus and ironclad patience. Seasoned hunters craft unbeatable bait by mixing sticky honey, crisp nuts, and ripe fermented fruit, then strategically place it beside massive stumps or hang from thick branches to draw bears in without raising suspicion. Once the lure is set, they select an ideal vantage point, like a sturdy tree stand or elevated limb about 7 to 8 feet up, for a safe, unobstructed shot. That's when the true challenge kicks in, enduring long hours of absolute stillness, where a single rustle could blow the whole operation. You must freeze in place, steady your breath, and resist every itch to move as the wary bear edges nearer. When it finally emerges, the hunt boils down to rock-solid composure, a steady finger on the trigger, and the precision to nail that critical shot. When the bear finally settles into the ideal spot, you draw the bowstring with calm, deliberate force, lining up your shot on a critical area like the heart-lung zone or the base of the neck for a swift, humane kill. Top hunters swear by premium gear such as the Matthews Phase 4 compound valve, engineered with cutting-edge parallel cams for dead-on precision beyond 50 yards and arrow speed hitting 350 feet per second. In that split-second window, there's no room for error. One shot is all you get. Botch it, and the bear vanishes into the thick brush or charges straight at you. Nailing the perfect bear hunt boils down to unbreakable technique, laser-like concentration, and ice-cold composure when it counts most. Combine that ironclad mentality with elite equipment, and you've stacked the odds firmly in your favor. Equip yourself with a top-tier pair of binoculars right from the start. They let you pick out a bear from afar, whether it's prowling a far-off ridge or giving you the edge before you even sense it. For raw stopping power, seasoned hunters swear by battle-tested rifles like the Ruger Hawkeye or the hard-hitting .338 Winchester Magnum, built to drop a massive bear in its tracks. And never head out without a solid hunting knife strapped to your belt. If the encounter turns hand-to-hand, that steel is your ultimate backup. When you're ready to pull the trigger, target a distance of 50 to 100 yards, near enough for a pinpoint hit to the vitals like the heart or lungs, yet safe from those slashing claws and brute force. Even in ideal conditions, a single shot might not seal the deal. Factors like bullet placement and your rifle's punch often call for 2 or 3 quick follow-ups, turning a clean, humane takedown into reality instead of a risky pursuit. Bear hunting in Alberta has become a major flashpoint, sparking heated debates among locals, farmers, and wildlife advocates. Supporters say regulated hunting is essential for keeping fast-growing bear populations in check, preventing costly damage to crops and livestock, and protecting families from 600-pound predators wandering too close to home. Others argue that non-lethal options should come first, prioritizing humane solutions over the rifle. So the big question is, do you stand with those who believe hunting maintains balance, or do you favor methods that keep every bear alive? Hello everyone, know that a staggering 90% of lion cubs don't make it to adulthood? It's a brutal fact of life in the wild, where survival is anything but guaranteed. Lions are increasingly wandering into areas, sparking serious conflicts. Stats show around 100 attacks on people each year, though thankfully, the majority don't pose a direct threat to folks in South Africa. As tensions rise, authorities have stepped up with tougher regulations to manage the situation. Against this backdrop, regulated lion hunting has exploded in popularity, drawing thousands of adventurers from around the globe to South Africa. It's a thrilling chance to go toe-to-toe with one of Africa's iconic big five beasts. The lion, with its raw power and regal vibe, offers an unbeatable mix of challenge and excitement. Roughly 3,200 international hunters flock there annually, pumping millions into the local economy through licensing fees and tourism perks. When it comes to taking on the ultimate predator like a lion, serious hunters arm themselves with heavy-hitting rifles built for the job. Think classics like the .416 Rigby, .458 Winchester Magnum, or .470 Nitro Express. These beasts of firearms pack serious punch, delivering pinpoint speed to minimize danger in those heart-pounding close encounters. Take the .416 Rigby, for instance. It blasts rounds at over 2,400 feet per second, dropping a charging target from as far as 150 yards with authority. That said, you can't just show up and start the hunt. It's all about playing by the rules. You need a specialized permit from South Africa's wildlife officials, and it doesn't come cheap, with fees running anywhere from $133,000 to $122,000. But here's the real kicker. This isn't just about profit. The bulk of that money fuels vital conservation efforts, from safeguarding habitats and balancing ecosystems to managing animal populations. In the end, regulated hunts like these let adventure seekers chase their thrills while actually helping protect and sustain the wild for generations.
Do it again.
Lion hunting season in South Africa typically kicks off from May through October, when the dry conditions make it prime time for spotting tracks and navigating the bush. These adventures unfold during daylight hours, right when lions are most active and on the prowl. Hunters rely on sharp skills to pick up clues like fresh paw prints, scattered fur, or those spine-tingling roars echoing in the distance to zero in on the quarry. It's all about staying smart and steady, always minding the wind direction to avoid giving away your scent, and keeping a solid buffer of 100 to 150 yards to steer clear of any nasty surprises. One wrong move, and you could turn the tables in a heartbeat. Under the rules, every hunter has to log their take at the end of the trip, giving wildlife officials the data they need to keep tabs on population levels. Teams usually roll with at least 6 folks, boosting their odds of success while watching each other's backs in wild, unpredictable moments. Thanks to these tough regulations, South Africa's lion populations are managed sustainably, with hunting fees pouring back into conservation to protect habitats, curb overpopulation in reserves, and keep local communities safe, all while fueling the thrill for hunters from around the globe. All in all, lion hunting in South Africa packs more than just heart-pounding excitement. It's a smart way to support wildlife management and conservation where it counts. We hope diving into this wild ride has left you on the edge of your seat. If you're fired up for more, smash that like button, share it with your crew, and subscribe to catch even bigger adventures tearing across the African plains. Beats the thrill of fall in Europe. Picture this. Under those stunning golden canopies in the woods, these huge beasts are on a prowl, tearing up crops and putting local farmers in a real bind. That's why my crew and I are suited up and ready to roll, tackling this escalating issue head-on to keep things in check.
Instincts demand absolute precision. Every shot, every step.
These wild boars are way more than just pests. They're devastating whole fields and threatening folks' way of life out in the countryside. No wonder more areas are turning to smart, targeted hunts to safeguard our food sources and support rural communities. If you're into authentic tales of hunting and wildlife management, smash that subscribe button and stick with us right here at Leopard Farm.
Are you ready? Let's get started.
Today's video. We hope it brought you an interesting topic.
We rolled into the woods just as the sun was peeking over the horizon, geared up to the nines and itching for some action. For this outing, I opted for my trusty Merkel RX Helix rifle, topped off with the state-of-the-art BT3 tactical RDM scope that gives me pinpoint accuracy no matter distance. Barely an hour into our set, caught a rustle in the brush. Outcharged a pack of wild boars, spooked and barreling like freight trains. These weren't your run-of-the-mill hogs. They were hulking brutes, toughened by the winter chill, sporting matted fur and razor-sharp tusks that could star in a horror film. That scope was a game changer, letting me lock and steady from medium to long range without missing a beat. I lined up my shots, pulling the trigger methodically as the echoes bounced off the trees. The boars tumbled down the hillside, picking up a storm of golden autumn leaves in their wake. But let's be real, hunting like this is no walk in the park. Not every round hits perfectly. These beasts are built like tanks, move like lightning, and know how to hug the landscape for cover. It takes laser-focused concentration every single moment to come out on top. We kept our eyes peeled, sweeping the thick brush for any sign of movement. Off in the distance, our tracking dogs had flushed out a big boar, chasing it hard through the tangled woods as it bolted for cover. One well-placed shot from my rifle brought it down in an instant. And that was just the start. More kept showing up, making it obvious this forest was crawling with them. No wonder they spill over into nearby farms when their food sources dry up. The destruction they leave isn't some small hassle. It's a real gut punch for folks scraping by on the land. Venturing farther into the timber, I spotted another one dodging through the underbrush, but it wasn't giving me a clear line